Okay, it is 11:30, 12,885. So today's video is 5 reasons why I like to travel with a Fitbit, and also a review of my new upgraded Fitbit Charge 6. So it's going to be a little bit of an interesting walk. Might even pick up a few things that I've learned about using a Fitbit. And if you're wondering where I am at, I am in beautiful La Jolla, California, and it is Sunday, August 25th, and it is a beautiful day. So let's get going. There's a lot of cool things to see while I talk about this Fitbit. So let's move on. So the 5 reasons why I like to carry a Fitbit while traveling, and I'll kind of go a little bit of detail on each one. But first off, there are a lot of fitness trackers out there. They're all good. They all have their kind of ups and downs, but I'm just talking about the one that I immediately use, which is the Fitbit. So I'll just stick with that. Anything you have that can kind of monitor or track your fitness is good, really. I don't really have any against any certain tracker at all. They're all good. But the first reason, number 1, is obviously step count. Now, I'm a biggie in step counts, and whatever your goal is per day, whether it be 1,000 steps, 5,000, 10,000, 15, 20, or higher, you can set that goal. Now, I am 20,000 steps a day, and if you want to see my profile, I'm on Fitbit, which belongs to Google right now, and same profile, TravelingFrogman. And if you want to check that out or whatever, you can follow. I'll follow you back, and you can see my fitness journey there. One thing about La Jolla, it's really nice here on Sundays, kind of walking around the neighborhood. Gonna go down here toward the end of Girard, and they have this really cool farmers market. So you get to see some. So one of the reasons why I like to keep track of my steps is it really gives you a good sense of accomplishment and kind of measures your fitness a little bit and how much you're actually moving in that particular day. You know, what, like I say, whatever count you do, whether it's 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever movement you can get in that day, and finish up that goal, I think is really important. I really like this church. This is the Mary Star of the Sea, and I've attended it many times, and it is a really historic church right off here on Girard and Klein, and it is Sunday, obviously, so we have mass going on. So that is number 1, step count. Gives you a good sense of what you've accomplished in that day, and it's good for when you're traveling around, airports, moving around. And if you instead of just sitting around in an airport waiting for your next connection, think about, maybe I can just walk around the airport and pick up my steps, because I got a long flight next, and it's good for you. So that is number 1 reason, is step count. Now, the number 2 reason is sleep monitor. And everybody knows that sleep is really important to your health, and traveling, it really does affect you, especially when you're going through numerous time zones and you get the old jet lag. But what I like about that is, I almost would bump that to number 1, but I keep it at number 2, is it tracks your sleep rather well. In other words, You know, sleep, you go through the light sleep, the deep sleep, the REM sleep, and the awake time, and then it calculates it all and then gives you a sleep score, and you can get all the way from excellent down to a poor to no score at all. I think it's 80 to like 90 something. It's good, and then I believe below, you know, 70s, 79 below to about, I think maybe 65 or something is fair sleep. Anything you get down to the poor or no sleep at all, which is no score, and that's not good. So I believe that that is a really good function on the Fitbit, is sleep monitoring. It's very important, and you can do that while traveling. So that is my number 2 reason, and it's a good one at that. Right now I'm at Girard and Torrey Pines, and I'm actually heading up there to that market to check that out. So almost there. Thinking about La Jolla, they really have some historic eating areas here. This one's called Harry's Coffee Shop. It's one of those old 1950s, 60 diner types. I gotta try eating there one day before I take off to my upcoming new Southeast Asia travel adventure coming up very, very soon, and I'm really looking forward to that. There's some more scenes, street scenes in La Jolla. See if I can get through. Look at this thing. I always pass this. I've done numerous videos on this market. Every time I just like seeing this antique. It's like buggy at one time. Kind of something I would see at like Old Town maybe. All right, coming up to the beginning of it up here. So what is the third reason why I like to carry a Fitbit? That is, I like to monitor my resting heart rate, which I think is really important. And you can Google that. I'm not going to go through that. Look it up on the American Heart Association, and you can learn all about it. But I think it's important to know what yours is. I know what mine is, and it gives me a pretty accurate reading on what mine should be, and I'm usually there in my zone all the time, and I think it's good for overall cardio health to know what that is. So that is number 3. Almost to that market. Right up here. They closed this whole road off. Okay, this is the beginning of this little farmer's market, as you can see. Looks like it's tailored down a little bit compared to previous weeks. Look at this thing. You turn that old antique into a coffee place. Look at that. How nice is that? Yes, this is really scaled down from previous times. Look, he's got some tap beer there on this thing. How about that? It's called Tipsy Truck Mobile Bar. I can see what they did. They just kind of moved things a little bit over here. Instead of on the road, they have it over in this big parking lot. So, pretty neat.
We don't go together. Okay. But,
it's fun just to walk around and see all the folks enjoying themselves. They have a really nice farmers market down in Little Italy. I've been down there several times. I've made several videos of that area. If you want to see them, I'll put one down in the link. There's something about markets. I love going to markets. I go to them all over the globe, especially over in Southeast Asia. I've I've made a number of market videos. Okay, this must be like the designated food area. Okay, this has to be the designated food area. Looks like they've shifted it over here, which is pretty cool. Instead of having it in the road, they got it over here. I kind of do like a little circle.
Ballet is the foundation.
These are all like independently owned mom and pop places. Tasty Thai. I think they even have some, maybe some live music going on. Definitely good vibe down here.
It's okay, baby, it's me. Inside this crazy
Fourth reason is I like to keep track of, let's say, zone minutes. And you can see that you either have a peak zone, then you have a cardio zone, then you have this thing called a fat burning zone. And you can kind of monitor what you've done throughout the day. Now, I like to do several minutes of peak time throughout the week, so it gives me a good sense on, you know, my peak. And you know, your peak time is, I believe it's 220 minus your age, so you can figure that out. Now, if you have all your stats cranked into your Fitbit, which you should, you know, it'll monitor them for you.
Italian donuts here, and I got the strawberries with melted chocolate, sir. Don't leave without the strawberries and melted chocolate.
So this kind of quick walk around. So I like to keep track of the zone minutes. And, you know, I'm not going to go into the VO2 max or anything like that. You can go look that up, but I do keep track of that. That's in a kind of a little different categories. I'm just going to keep the peak time. But it's a good measurement to see how you're doing, whether, you know, you're out walking, running, or swimming. I mean, because you can get in the water with these Fitbits.
Hi, how are you?
So I'm just kind of finishing up my little circle, then I'm going to head down to the last reason I want to talk about a little bit is calorie burn. And what it does is your Fitbit will give you an average of how many calories that you burned in that particular day. Now, with 20,000 steps a day, I roughly burn a little over 3,000 calories a day, which is fairly accurate. And it's a good little thing to know, especially while traveling. So, I'm not going to go too much in depth in that. But those are the 5 reasons, and I'm just going to go over it real quick. Number 1, I like to keep track of my step count. Really important, whatever goal you set. Number 2, I like to monitor my sleep. What am I doing each night? How am I sleeping, whether deep, light sleep, REM sleep, how much awake time I've had. Number 3, I like to monitor and see what my resting heart rate is. I think it's really important for overall cardiovascular fitness. And number 4, I like to keep track of my zone minutes. And the 5th reason is I like to get a good calorie count. Estimated calorie count, how many calories I'm burning per day. So that is it right there. The 5 reasons why I love to travel. And I say love because I do, with a Fitbit. Heading down Girard, just left the market. Right now I'm at 15,283 step count wise. And I started out with like 12,800 something. And now I got a ways to go down Girard to beautiful Shell Beach, and we'll talk about previous Fitbits I've had and the new review of my Fitbit Charge 6, which is right here. And this is my second day wearing it, and I want to kind of give you a review on what I think of it. So let's get going and head to Shell Beach. Still making my way down Girard to Shell Beach, and I think you're gonna like this beach. It's very cool and it's really good view. And right now I just checked my step count on my new Fitbit Charge 6, and I'm sitting at 16,500. So I think by the time that I get back, I will probably hit my goal today of 20,000 steps or more. So coming up here, just gonna give you a glimpse of what else is going on here on a beautiful Sunday in La Jolla. There's a place called Girard Plaza. So this is kind of a Girard and Prospect. Girard kind of continues on down almost to the coast road here. Only minutes away from a very beautiful beach. They got little eating places along the way here too. Kind of get that nice dining view. Sundays really draws out a lot of folks down here. Now this is the Elling Browning Scripps Park, which is a nice park to just kind of hang out on. Plenty of room, park the car, just bring your lunch, hang out under the tree, the sun. Okay, here it is, Shell Beach. Very cool beach. How about that? Look at that view. It's just a small little area here. Over there, that is the children's pool. But look at the water, so clean. Looks like the tide is in. And then you can come over here and enjoy some good views under this little hut. A little bit of a review of my new upgraded Fitbit Charge 6. Now, I've had a Fitbit since 2018. I started out, I believe that was the Charge 3, and then I bumped up to the Charge 4. I've owned about 3 of those, and I found out they're only good for about 2+ years. Then they just, you know, wear out and they're no good anymore. Battery dies and you end up replacing it. But, you know, that's just how this works. But overall, I'm pretty happy with all of them that I've had. I just replaced this one yesterday from the 4 to the 6. I never did own the 5 because I like the 4 so much that I just went to the 4, you know, a number of times. But what I found out though on the Fitbit that I just replaced, which is the 4, I brought that actually as a backup to my other 4, what I was actually wearing still, to Asia. And about 3 weeks into that trip, the one that I was wearing that I've had for, you know, a couple years just simply crashed on me. And I knew it was coming because the battery is showing me signals that it was fading out, and I knew it was going to go fast. So one day I woke up and it was no longer operable. So what I did is I broke out my new Charge 4 that I had at the time and started using that. But I believe that I eventually, that one was, I call a lemon, because as soon as I cranked it up, I noticed one thing, that it was always dim. Although it still worked fine, everything worked good, everything no problem. But over a period of time, like over a couple months, the battery was just dimming, and finally got to a point where, you know, originally when I first got it, I could only see it like in a dark space, and then after a few months I couldn't even read the display anymore. I had to just use the app to track my stats, which actually works fine. And I still have it to use for a backup. So that's a little history on the charge phone. I just believe that that's due to, you know, when they have previous generations Fitbits, they just kind of sit on the shelf for a while. You know, the batteries just kind of maybe fade out, and they just try to get rid of them, and eventually they, sooner or later, they turn into lemons, which I got. But no problem, I still use it. Well, I will use it in case this one crashes on me. I still have a Fitbit, although I won't be able to read the display on it, but it still works. What I like about the Fitbit Charge 6, one, I do like the band. The band fits really well, and I also like the new charger, and also the display is much more clear than the previous generation that I used. It's got colored numbers, and it works very well in sunny areas. Like right now I'm down here and the sun is actually looking at it and I can actually see it, so I'm pretty impressed with that. And obviously the battery is in a tip-top shape. When I first got it, it's only down, when I charged it up, was 100%. Now since yesterday, because I've been using it, it's down to about 95. So the battery is really doing a lot well. But that's just a quick down and dirty on this Charge 6. It's got all the same features, maybe a few others over the 4 that I had, and I'm not going to cover all that. Just the basics. The display, everything is good, and I'm so far happy with it. I got 30 days to kind of hold on to it, and if I don't like it, I will replace it with another one. Before I end this video, I'm going to show you a really cool location here. I've been here a number of times, got a number of videos. It is Jolla Cove. It is one of my favorite stops, and it's also one of the most popular areas here in San Diego. I'm not going to go down to the beach, just up here, but I'm over here on the south side of it. See, the tide is in. You got swimmers in the water, you got some sea lions, you know. They don't like when you get near them. Lifeguard does a pretty good job at keeping folks away from it. But beautiful area to visit. And you can come up here and see what's going on. So this is the end of this video of my 5 reasons why I like to travel with a Fitbit, and a quick review on my new upgraded Fitbit Charge 6. And plus we did a little bit of walking around La Jolla on a beautiful Sunday in August. And right now I finished up with 18,500. I started out with about 12,800, so a really good walk. I thought I'd hit over 20, but that's okay. It's still early in the day, and I will hit my goal of 20,000. And just another quick note, again, I'm getting ready to do another long travel to Southeast Asia coming up really soon. So hope to see you in my next video. So see you from beautiful La Jolla, California later.